There's currently an attack on testosterone, and it's very, very important to be educated and informed before it's too late. Now I'm playing because it's not going to be too late, because I'm here today to explain how to naturally boost your testosterone, how to actually optimize your lifestyle and be a high-performing man. With that being said, let's get it. What do I mean by an attack on testosterone? What I mean is that there's currently an actual attack in the matrix on testosterone. They want men to be weak, soft, stupid, dumb, pussies, fat, unspoken, just fucking mediocre. That's what they want, because when they have that, the world is going to be easier to control. For example, when a man has low testosterone, he's going to be fat, weak, he's not going to have mental clarity, he's not going to have his thoughts in the right line, he's not going to be able to be confident within himself. He's going to literally be like a potato warrior sitting on the couch, you know what I'm saying, just laying down all day, drinking bullshit, watching sports probably, laughing at bullshit, just being weak, being fat, having high estrogen levels in his body, which is not a bad thing to have estrogen, but to have high levels as a man is bad, you know what I'm saying? And overall just be like a weak, soft man. He's going to just overall just be like a low performer. He's going to not be able to pin on muscle. He's not going to be, like I said, confident. He's not going to have a high sex drive. He's going to just be overall mediocre. And when a man is like that, he's easy to control. And that's what the Matrix wants. For example, y'all, think about it. They profit off of this stuff. Let me get this clear real quick though. There's no issue with profits, y'all, but the way the pharmaceutical companies profit off of people is not ethical. For example, I own my own herbal supplement company. We provide natural herbs for the body that people can use to actually heal their body and overall support their health long term. Pharmaceuticals give people drugs that are literally addicting sometimes, whatever, like TRT for example, right? That helps short term, keeps them low key complacent. I mean, it'll help them build muscle, help them get stronger, but give it a couple of years, we all know what happens when you take steroids, right? That's a pharmaceutical. And it don't gotta even be steroids, y'all. For any type of pharmaceutical, most of the time, that shit does not heal the body. It just keeps the body complacent, suppresses the issue, and keeps the person going in a sense, right? But it doesn't actually get to the root cause like natural herbs do. Natural herbs get to the root cause and actually support the body, so it's a difference. Pharmaceutical companies profit off of sickness, y'all, and illness because, again, nothing's wrong with profiting, but they don't actually even help the people long-term wise when it comes down to the drugs that they provide. It just gives them some type of short-term like satisfaction, but it doesn't actually help them long-term, so that's the issue. And when a man has low testosterone, what do? Give him TRT, HRT, shit like that. That will give him gains and shit like that. It will, like, you know, make him, it'll do all that shit, right? But then give it some time, it will start lowering his fertility levels. It will start shrinking his balls literally and making him not even be able to produce testosterone on his own. I give him some time, chronic illness starts to come in because of the drugs and shit like that, yo. So for example, the world wants men to be weak and soft because they're going to be easier to control. They can make more money from that shit, but nothing's wrong with that, but they don't do it ethically. And on top of that, they're going to have men fall into this trap in the matrix and the system, as in being a mediocre slave. And I'm not the one to judge nobody for, you know, having a job, shit like that. That's not what we're doing over here. I'm just talking about the system, as in paying taxes, having barely any money to provide for your family and yourself to like live your ideal life that you, bro, listen, you have one time to be you on this earth, bro. Whoever you are right now, why would you spend your time on this earth, bro, being mediocre? Ask yourself though, like, why would you, bro, you can build your own. For example, y'all, men have an innate desire within them to, not even a desire, it's just a natural expansion thing that we have within us to build our own life. And that's in everybody, right? But especially in men, we naturally have an innate, like, just natural tendency to build our own life. That goes for having a business, having kids in the family, and overall just providing for your own life and building your own systems around yourself, y'all. Men naturally want to do that. But when you have low testosterone, it's going to be harder to actually act onto that. It's going to be harder for men to even get clear thoughts about what they gotta do. It's gonna be harder for them to even be confident, take calculated risk, be smart, be driven, have energy for it. When that man has low testosterone, y'all, it's gonna be harder for them to do that. And the Matrix likes that because they can actually control men like that and put them into their system to where you pay taxes all the time. You have $100 after you pay your bills and shit like that. Your wife don't respect you, your kids don't respect you, just shit like that. That's what they want because they can control that. But when a man has high testosterone, he's going to build his own life. He's going to act on his, you know, expansions that he can do for himself and his family. He's going to do all that because the testosterone within him is going to actually get him up to do that. So it is very, very important to understand the attack on masculinity and testosterone in today's world. The average man does not have the same testosterone that the man did back then. And it's very, very important to actually optimize so you can get jacked, rich, educated, and overall just be a high-performing, optimal man. Because why not, bro? Why the fuck would you spend time being on earth, bro, and not be high-performing? Like, why would you want to be mediocre? Why? Just why though? You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, in today's video, I'm going to talk about how to naturally boost your testosterone as a man and overall live a high-performing, optimal lifestyle. But you have to avoid the attacks from the Matrix. I know that word is funny, y'all, but you have to avoid the attacks, bro. The first attack is going to be the food that they give you. The food, y'all. Listen, if the attacks were public and they were broad and they were obvious, then they wouldn't be attacking us because everybody would know how they're doing it. But when you don't know what's actually attacking you, this is when it's actually going to be an attack. And this is when it's going to be hard. Now with that being said, let's get it, y'all. So look, I'm not going to talk about the normal steak and eggs and go eat butter and steak and eggs and all that shit, bro. No, I'm going to get to the profound, holistic details and profound knowledge on how to actually boost your testosterone. So first things first, y'all, like I said, the food is the undercover missiles. You have to watch out for that. So if you eat processed foods, Oreos, chips, cookies, soda, you know what I'm saying, you eat fast foods, chemical foods in general, all this bullshit, this is the first hidden attack. Bro, please understand right now, y'all, I'm gonna say it again. If it was obvious, because a lot of people like to hear food and they be like, oh, well, you know, I'm gonna eat it in moderation, you know, it's gonna be okay, you know, like, we're all gonna get old anyways. Bro, listen, it's about the quality of life. You don't want to be 40 years old taking pharmaceuticals and TRT. You don't want to be a young performer. You don't want to even be old doing that shit, but you want to have the best quality of life that you can have so you don't have to suffer, because that's a low frequency. Why would you want to suffer? So with that being said, take what you eat serious. So that goes for not eating fast foods, y'all. Processed foods, chemical foods, all that crap, it has to go. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to just say this though, I'm not no guru. There's some processed food that are like holistic and it's like a little bit better to eat. Shit like that in moderation is okay in my opinion, because certain things are like not that bad. Like for example, if it's like a acai bowl, they have to sometimes process that shit up properly, I'm guessing, to like get it to that texture. Shit like that, I don't know. But like if it's like holistically processed, y'all, different story. But if you're eating like mainstream processed foods like chips, cookies, donuts, bullshit snacks, sea oils, all that shit, that's the issue. The reason why that's the issue is because, look, y'all, understand this real quick. When you go to McDonald's, they give you a bun, right? And the patty and the other bun, ketchup, all that shit, whatever. Just the bun alone contains so many ingredients that the body does not actually need, or it can even utilize efficiently to produce a good hormonal profile for you. So if you're eating processed food, like I said, these foods alone, y'all, contain so many ingredients that the body cannot take and do anything with besides put it into fat storages by making people fat, as it does, inflaming the face, inflaming wherever, causing disease, getting built up to cause tumors and cancer and mucus and all these illnesses, y'all. Listen, you cannot go outside and breathe in illnesses. You cannot go outside and breathe in low testosterone. I mean, low-key in today's world, you can't, because they piss shit. You know what I'm saying? But y'all know what I'm trying to say in the bigger picture. Like, you cannot breathe in illnesses, bro. You cannot. How else, like, think about it. How else does someone get a chronic illness, y'all? How did they get that? It's from what you consume, because you cannot breathe that stuff in, y'all. It's not even realistic. Like, when someone gets cancer, heart disease, diabetes, cognitive disease, whatever it could be, they did not go outside and breathe that shit in, y'all. I'm telling y'all, they cannot get those things, y'all, from just breathing it in somehow, some way, or just developing it. It has to be provided to the body, which is from the bullshit chemical processed foods that the Matrix tries to hide in packaging. For example, you go to the store, you get some cereal, they put the captain on that shit, they make it all colorful, they make it look all aesthetic and shit like that to sell people, and they hide it. But the whole time, that's literally disease in the box. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying. If you want to go with the thought of like, oh well, moderation, oh well, like this and that, bro, listen, don't do that shit, because it's not optimal for you. You want to be eating whole nutrient-rich foods, like foods that provide the right nutrients to your body to produce testosterone and support your hormonal function, because certain foods literally chemically support your hormonal function. So I'm going to get into what to eat, but first things first, avoid processed and chemical foods, y'all. Again, they profit off of this shit on the sick aspect too, because if someone gets cancer, y'all, diabetes, whatever, now what? They doing chemotherapy. Now they got these medicines, all this shit. Why has no one been healing from the medicine though? Because it's there for profits. For example, y'all, I sell my own herbal supplements. My supplements are here for long-term health, so you can take them as like natural vitamins. If you want to just take them daily, monthly, forever, you can do that, right? Because they support the body on a long-term perspective. They're natural herbs from Mother Earth that the earth literally provides to us to take for our health. Pharmaceuticals are literally herbs, y'all, but it's mixed up with petroleum and bullshit that literally suppresses problems instead of healing the problems, so you can keep coming back. And nothing wrong coming back again, because if you want to take natural herbs forever, y'all, that's cool. But the difference is that the herbs are going to get to the root cause and actually heal your body. The pharmaceuticals are going to literally suppress the body so they can keep profiting for years. Y'all see the difference? So just understand that. So when it comes down to eating food, you have to be mindful, y'all, of these hidden attacks, because like I said, they give this shit out to society so people can consume it, and the cycle keeps going on and on and on. Simple as that. So you want to be eating nutrient-rich foods that the body can actually utilize, so you can be a high-performing, functional, weaponized, as in, like, you literally are a weapon. Like, y'all see me, I'm a fucking weapon, bro. I can literally do Muay Thai, I'm athletic, I'm healthy, I have energy, I have high testosterone, I'm muscular, I'm strong, bro. And this is not to boast. This is simply to say, like, you want to make your body a literal weapon in a healthy way. So with that being said, you want to eat essential foods that's actually scientifically proven to support your hormonal health. So first things first, foods that are rich in magnesium and zinc, boron, calcium, potassium, iron. These minerals, y'all, are very, very essential for testosterone production. So you want to be eating pumpkin seeds, Brazilian nuts, walnuts, tree nuts in general. Like not all tree nuts, but specifically pumpkin seeds, Brazilian nuts, walnuts. These foods contain essential trace minerals, like I said, zinc, magnesium, calcium, potassium, selenium, iodine, which is very, very essential for a man's hormonal health. I can scientifically break down like those foods and tell you about how it does this and does that for your SHBG, for your thyroid, for your metabolism. I can do all that, but to keep it simple, y'all, you want to be eating nutrient-rich foods that are rich in essential trace minerals. So even sea moss, which is a natural herb, you know what I'm saying, burdock root, tonka ali, maca root. You know what I'm saying? You can take so many herbs, y'all. I'm going to get into all that, but there's so many herbs you can take as well that contains these essential trace minerals. And they also just provide the body the right nutrients to actually support your body long term. So you want to be eating foods like that. On top of that, you want to be eating avocados, baby bananas, y'all, coconut water, you know what I'm saying, sea salt, lots of healthy fats like avocados, like I just said, avocado oil, olive oil in your food, you know what I'm saying, drizzle it on top. Fruits like mangoes, watermelon, there's so many foods that you can eat to actually produce testosterone in the body. So you want to be eating a high optimal diet. I eat on a whole food plant-based diet, not the vegan diet, but a whole food plant-based diet that contains, like I said, Brazilian nuts, tree nuts, walnuts, avocados, quinoa, rice, you know what I'm saying, sometimes some beans, etc. Just overall plant-based whole foods, y'all, that provide the right nutrients to my body. I study food biochemistry, so I'm very, very educated on what foods I consume, and I literally know what food is going to do what for my body when I consume it. On top of that, I take natural herbs and supplements, not the mainstream supplements like some bullshit, but natural herbs from nature that literally scientifically provide the body the right nutrients, like tonka ali, maca root, Triplex terrestris, ginkgo biloba, Asian ginseng, ashwagandha, sea moss. I can go on for days, you know what I'm saying? By the way, link in my description for 100% natural herbal supplements. But to keep it simple, y'all, you want to be eating natural whole foods that supports your body on a high level. Next up, get sunlight, bro. For example, back to what I was saying in the beginning, they are literally attacking testosterone and overall masculinity and overall human beings in general, not just men, by the way, too, but like there is an attack on masculinity and shit like that. When a man is like confident and he has that, like, you know, rough edge to him in a healthy way, not rough edge as in like some arrogance, ignorant, egotistical type of nigga. Like, I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about having a primal drive to you. Like, you literally know what you want and you're going to go get that. That's what I'm talking about. And again, the matrix is scary that because when a man has that, he cannot be controlled. So understand that. But next up, y'all, like I said, is the sunlight. And oh yeah, I kind of lost track of my point. So I was gonna say, y'all see Bill Gates, he's trying to lower, literally, he's trying to dim the sun. They be trying to fuck with the climate rush like that. Again, another hitting attack. So you have to go get sunlight, y'all. You have to go. By the way, I'm not worried about that shit. Don't be worried about that. But I know y'all heard about Bill Gates trying to fuck with the sun. That's a hidden attack, bro. So you want to go outside, get sunlight, put your feet in the ground. You want to be absorbing the sun. You want to be getting vitamin D from the sun. It has so many nutrients, y'all. You are a, bro, listen, bro. The animals do not, bro, listen. All that sunscreen, if you take sunscreen, I'm going to get to sunscreen and fragrances and all that shit. But you are an electromagnetic being. You should not be avoiding the sun, y'all. Everything around us is energy. You literally are made up of energy, bro. Like, for example, too, the animals themselves, besides water animals, don't even avoid the sun. Why do you think that you have to avoid the sun? Why would the creator of the universe put the sun in the sky and then say, you humans, you know what? You guys can't go in front of that sun. It doesn't even make sense, bro. Come on now. So you have to be in the sun. You have to be literally like absorbing the nutrients from the sun, putting your feet on the earth, in the ground, and just consuming what the earth provides you, bro. Instead of going on your phone screen all day and consuming that, how about you consume the sunlight, which actually contains information, y'all, and literal, like, bro, everything around us, y'all, is information, like on like a scientific level. Everything is information. Your brain literally picks up information, and then this is how we like operate, right? So you want to be consuming the information from the sun, the food you eat, everything. Everything contains DNA. Cause where y'all gotta ask yourself, bro. Like, I'm getting deep with this shit. Where does it come from? The sun. Where does the food, fruits, and vegetables, and nuts and seeds, and, you know, mangoes, where does it come from? Look at this perspective real quick, y'all. Look at the tree. Look at the mango. Look at fruits, vegetables, whatever you want to look at. Everything that grows out the ground. Ask yourself this question: where does it come from? You don't even, like, okay, you might say the ground, but how does the ground even have the right material to build a tree, a mango tree? Bro, that's like high quality information. So how about you go take advantage of that and put your feet into that? How about you absorb that? It's not even taking advantage of it. It's literally what you're supposed to be doing, bro. So the simple as that. Get outside, ground yourself, put yourself in the sun, bro, and absorb the earth's natural resources that is literally made for you to thrive. Simple as that. Next up, get good quality sleep. Sleep is very, very important for testosterone production, because when you go to sleep, your body actually has time to produce more testosterone and make more testosterone, because it's like the factory for your body. You know what I'm saying? Sleep is overall like the factory for everything, not just testosterone, but your overall hormonal health, your overall just quality of life. You need to be getting quality sleep. I ain't gonna lie, that's really it. Just get at least like 7 to 8 hours of sleep at night. Like I said, sleep on your body can actually go recover and make more testosterone because your body's actually in rest mode. So instead of your body trying to like, you know, be up and do other things, it has time to go work on your testosterone, your hormonal health, and your overall health in general. Simple as that. Next up, another hidden attack by the Matrix. You want to be watching out for what you put on your body and what you spray on your body, as in colognes, hair products, sunscreen, soaps, you know what I'm saying? Whatever that you can put on your body, y'all, your skin absorbs that stuff. So if you're putting on colognes that have phthalates and parabens, which are endocrine disruptors, which literally like fucks up your hormonal health, it literally like puts the brakes on your hormonal health, y'all. It literally slows down like your androgen receptors and everything like that that produces testosterone. Now you might be thinking like, come on, bro, like really cologne? Yes, bro, it's important to understand that these are the hidden attacks by the Matrix. Without these hidden attacks, y'all, you wouldn't even, I'm saying Matrix, y'all, to be funny, by the way, like, just keep that in mind, but you gotta understand for real, though, like, it is the hidden attack, bro, come on, like, if you are putting on shit like that, how would you expect to know that if you're not educated on that? So, they hide these things in these type of products, y'all, to actually get the cycle repeating like they want. For example, they want people to get sick, want people to be controllable, they want people to be lazy so they can keep doing the cycle. So, you have to be mindful of what you're putting on your body. You want to be using holistic soaps, holistic colognes, as in like essential oils, natural oils, shit like that. You want to be using just overall natural products, y'all. Watch out for the shit in your household. Watch out for the soap that you use. Watch out for all that shit. Simple as that. Next up, we got stress. Now look, this is another deep hidden attack that the Matrix provides to people. For example, the average person who goes to work all the time, y'all, to pay their bills and their taxes, they often do not have a lot of money when it comes down to paying their bills and stuff like that. If they don't have no other source of income, and they're working like a regular job and they have a family to provide for and they pay their bills all the time, I bet you most of the time at the end of their check, they have not a lot of money, right? Now the reason why that's a bad thing is because what happens to that? They start to become stressed out because the Matrix literally created a system so they can go do this shit in, and then they become stressed out because it's hard to maintain the system, right? Because that's how it's built to be. So what happens with that is that people who experience that get stressed out, and then the body starts to produce more stress chemicals like cortisol, which lowers testosterone because the body has to make more cortisol than testosterone and these other hormones that actually keep you thriving. So if you're stressed out all the time, your body's going to be focusing on producing cortisol. Your energy receptors are going to be producing more cortisol, and then your testosterone is going to go down. So you want to be staying regulated. That's why you got to go outside, get sunlight, meditate, all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? So do not be stressed out because your body's going to produce more cortisol than testosterone, and it's going to fuck up your hormonal health. Simple as that. So to regulate that, you want to be meditating, you want to be breathing, going outside, taking nature walks, spending time with your girlfriend, your family, people that you love that actually give you happy feelings and happy emotions so you can actually live a high quality life. It's that easy, simple as that. Next up, you want to be working out. Working out literally tells your body that, yo, I'm actually utilizing my testosterone, so make more of it. That's literally what it does, yo. On top of that, it also boosts your growth hormone, which is very, very essential for muscle growth. So if you want to get jacked, you know what I'm saying, pay on that size, you want to be working out, y'all, obviously, right? And then it also goes for testosterone production, overall hormonal health, and overall just a healthy lifestyle, bro. If you want to be overall just optimal and a weapon and healthy and just bulletproof, then you want to be working out. Simple as that. It's going to, again, tell your body that you're actually utilizing your testosterone, and it's going to make more testosterone and produce more. Simple, same thing, you know what I'm saying? Simple as that. Now, I ain't gonna lie, I think that's really it, y'all. You know what I'm saying? On top of that, you can also fast. You can fast as well. Fasting is going to also help you increase your testosterone. If you fast for like the first 5 hours of the day, you're going to also get benefits when it comes down to boosting your testosterone. Sex can also boost testosterone as well because, again, your body's going to be utilizing your testosterone to actually even feel horny and it just gets you activated and shit like that. So even being around feminine energy like your girlfriend is very, very healthy as well. Obviously, you don't want to be ejaculating every day, but y'all know what I'm saying. When you have sex and stuff like that, when you get horny, that's also a good sign that you have high testosterone to even get high libido. But if you are having sex, if you're feeling horny, shit like that, your body's actually utilizing the testosterone. Now, when it comes down to supplements, y'all definitely want to go tap in with my supplements, holisticheartshealth.com. The link will be in my description where you can find the Meal Touch Flow, the Micro Blend, Penance Ginseng, Ginkgo Biloba. You can find ashwagandha, moringa, sea moss. We have so many natural herbs on the site, y'all, that's going to support you with overall your hormonal health and your testosterone level. So if you want to naturally boost your testosterone, you want to be taking natural herbs that nature literally provides, y'all. Again, that has cellular DNA, that is ancient, that's coming out of a rock in the sky. I'm going to always say that so you can understand how profound herbs are. You know what I'm saying? Herbs are very, very good for your overall health, y'all. Pharmaceuticals and drug companies put herbs in a medicine, but they suppress the herbs with petroleum and chemicals and lab-made dumb shit, right? If you want the natural source that actually benefits your body long term, go to my site, The link will be in my description where you can find the male testosterone, like I said, for your testosterone specifically, your libido, your sex drive, hitting on muscle mass, the microgroup blend. I can go on for days, y'all, but check it out if you want to. With that being said, thanks for watching, and I'm out. Let's get it. Stay jacked, stay lit, stay hot test, man. Don't be a little bitch to the matrix, y'all, and compress yourself to these systems. Boost your testosterone, create your own life, y'all. Do what you gotta do in this lifetime, bro, because again, do not spend your time here being mediocre, bro. You know what I'm saying? Be efficient. Just do what you gotta do, man. Just respect people, help the word out, provide value to other people, man. Just be a great person, man. You know what I'm saying? But hey, I'm out.